All right. I'm going to explain what happened to my eye. But, I intended to all long, but I just didn't feel like making a video about my eye at the time. I wanted to make it about theory of semantics. And I figured if anybody asked, I'd go ahead and explain because people are naturally curious. But then I almost didn't want to just out of my, uh, what do you call it when you always want to do the opposite? My reverse psychology, uh, susceptibility or something. Because Laffix asked and he kind of demanded and he gave this bullshit up because I'm concerned for you. Right, like some troll that's trying to hassle me all the time. Follow me around. Didn't trick pwn you, didn't trick pwn you. But whatever, I was going to anyway. I was also thinking of making up some tall tales, but I don't know that you guys can handle them, the subtle irony of the kind of tall tale I'd like to tell. But so anyway, what it was is on Wednesday I went snowboarding. I haven't been skiing in 30 years, never been snowboarding. And on the third run down, I think it was the third run, hard to know because I knocked myself silly. I come off the ski lift just above the base camp, and I was building up a little bit of speed because I was understanding how it worked, and I'm like, okay, I've got to be able to be calm when I'm going, because I'd start to get going, and then I'd let it slip out in front of me, and I realized, okay, I can't be, that's not that much speed, I just need to curve around. I see how to curve around and slow down. So do that. So I curved around, and I curved around like this with my toe edge up the hill, which I found I wasn't as good at. And as I'm turning around, somehow I lost my toe edge for just a second and went on the heel edge of the board facing down, and it slams you down. The board really has a lot of ways to slam you down. And I went down on my butt. And it did take me a while actually to figure out how I had hit my eye because I was so confused. My wife was, and this was at the bottom part of the base camp. My wife was just a little bit ways down there. So I smashed down like that, and I didn't really know I was really hurt. I mean, I knew I just got, wow, 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 but mostly it was like a feeling of frustration. I took off my boots and I put my board up, and I remember thinking, I better try to memorize where that board is. I don't want to lose it. And I wandered into the base camp, and I went to the bathroom. When I came out, I was just, I didn't know, I knew I was in some building at ski resort, but I had like no idea what door I'd come in, where my board was, or anything. And I was wandering around there lost and confused. My wife showed up. She said it's probably about 10 minutes, 10, maybe 20 though, but it was a pretty short lift run that she'd gone down and come back up to the base camp. And luckily she rescued me. She called some first aid people and they came and said, oh, I had a light concussion. And to my surprise, they were going to take me to the first aid station and they decided not to. And to my surprise, they were advising getting off the mountain, but they didn't insist. So I figured I'd probably get off the mountain. But I waited and my head was clearing and I started to remember more of what was going on. And I didn't, anyway, I ended up skiing again. And I'm glad I did because after that, I had my legs on the board. And, I think if I'd quit right then, I probably wouldn't even want to ski at all now. It's 50-50. No, it was fun. But this is what people had told me too, is that the snowboard's kind of an all or nothing. Either everything's cool and awesome and you look cool, or you're fucking dead. That's Eddie Izzard line. And I experienced some of that, because the board wants to throw you down more, where the skis kind of just want to scoot out from underneath you, so you sort of flutter down more. And of course, if you're running into something, that's a different matter. But I don't like when I used to ski, used to live in Colorado. I'm not into pushing it or being extreme. I just like to be stable enough that I know I could stand on my implements of snow play and glide. Just about that speed. Nothing, in the air. None of that appeals to me particularly. So I would like to master that. I would like to be able to ski well enough to go and slide down the green slopes. They have some really neat ones that are like, over a mile long and stuff. We went up to a place called Sugarloaf here. So anyway, now you know, and you can put your hearts at rest.